How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. Please give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, hit that bell notification button and select all for all notifications so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams. Also, please head over to Twitch. Follow me at Douglas447 so you guys don't miss out on streams there that I do a lot. And follow me. And with that, of course, we're going to be continuing reading through the Digital Doom Chronicles. This is part 6. If you guys haven't watched parts 1 through 5, make sure you guys do that before continuing on in this video. And if you guys are watching this and reading the book with me, we're going to be reading chapter 12. And then after that, we will read chapter 13. Chapter 12 is kind of short, and then chapter 13 is like 7-8 pages long. And that'll be it for this part. So far, I'm still sticking with my schedule of making the Digital Doom Chronicles book 9 parts. And I hope you guys have all been enjoying reading these books with me or just listening to me read through the books. And I know it's not like exciting content, but it's something that I've been having fun doing as a passion project. And I know a lot of you have requested me to do that, so I hope you guys are still enjoying this in the midst of, COVID-19 and whatnot. So with that, let's get right into it. Chapter 12. The Alpha Mission begins. The Alpha Mission had begun to rescue their lord. After the devastating sight of the remains of Calvary Castle, the group of 6 humans and Timoneko had boarded Alpha submarine. They were now 10 minutes away from entering the boundaries of the Kingdom of Death for the 3rd time, and its famous mountains, Red Mountains. Panda was nearly at the front door to assemble Heaven Dragon's forces to rescue him, while the group of powerful people on board Alpha wondered how long they would have to wait for the army to arrive. With all the equipment, such as tanks, Peter concluded that it would take 2 days before Heaven Dragon's forces would arrive at Claydudare's palace. Red lights began flashing throughout Alpha, and the group of 7 raced to the command room. "We are at the boundary line of the Kingdom of Death, and I think something is flying above Red Mountain," said Alpha. Peter used Alpha's telescope to see what was flying above them. "I don't see anything on radar," said Tracy. "I don't see anything." "Dive, Alpha! Quickly, dive!" said Peter, increasing in tone volume. Alpha quickly lowered his body several miles under the water. "What did you see?" asked Alex. "There's a squad of bomber eagles headed this way," said Peter, lowering the telescope. "What are bomber eagles doing flying around here?" asked Dale. "He's right. Bomber eagles are usually found in the jungle," said Peter. "Boom! Boom!" said one of the thousands of bomber eagles. The flying creatures with bombs for wings began hovering above the water and began dropping bombs. "Alpha, what is our current depth?" asked Dale. "We are 5 miles under, and we are still diving," replied Alpha. "Rig for silent running and remain at our current depth," said Peter. The engines for Alpha stopped, and the explosion of thousands of bombs continued to be heard. "We can't make it through Red Mountains with those creatures bombing us to death," said Alex quietly. Bombs continued to drop into the dark blue water and were exploding before reaching Alpha's location. "We can't wait around here for hours while we have bombs drop around us," said Dale. "Alpha, we're going to have to take the long way to avoid these creatures that are probably working for Claydudare. Take us north to the entrance to Death Valley, across from Deathly Cloud of Hail's resting place," said Peter. Alpha started his engines and headed for the shores of Death Valley. "Too bad we did not get to see what lies in those mountains," said Lucy. "Perhaps we will, one day," said Peter. Yet they wouldn't. 4 hours later. "We have arrived," said Alpha. The group of 7 people walked carefully to the command room and, using their radar, realized they had arrived at the entrance to Death Valley. "Thank you for transporting us here, Alpha. Please return to Calvary Castle in case someone should be there wondering what has occurred in the past hours," said Peter. Alpha rose to the surface, released a Zodiac, and opened the entrance/exit hatch. After the group of 7 people left Alpha, boarded the Zodiac, and headed to the sandy shore, Alpha dove under the dark-colored water and returned to Calvary Castle. 2 hours later. "So far, the Alpha mission is going great," said Alex. "That is for now, but those bomber eagles are still going to create a problem," said Dale, seeing the creatures flying from the Red Mountains. "We have to find cover, or else those bomber eagles will destroy us," said Peter. The team looked east to see a house in the middle of a swamp. "Everyone get inside of that house," said Peter. The bomber eagles were right behind as the group were running as fast as a cheetah, with a jetpack on their rear to the eerie house. The team of humans and Tim and Echo were 30 seconds away from entering the open door house, and the squad of 500 bomber eagles was now hovering above them. "Faster!" yelled Tracy. The squad of evil creatures released their payload of 2,000 bombs in total and headed towards their targets. However, before the bombs could reach the team of 7, Tim and Echo used his powers, froze the bombs in midair, and launched the bombs at the bomber eagles, killing all of the evil monsters. The group of 7 raced inside of the house, not knowing who or what was inside of the creepy structure. "You have to teach us how to do that stuff," said Dale to Tim and Echo. "I am afraid I am the last one who can move objects with their mind. This is a power only a few from Floral could master. No human can ever have my abilities, as I have never had yours," said Tim and Echo. Tim and Echo closed the door to the eerie house and saw, in the reflection of a mirror on a glass table, something race between 2 doorways on the upper level. "What is this place?" asked Sue. "I believe we are inside of the legendary Monster House," said Peter. "What made this house a legend?" asked Lucy. "It is believed only one person has been able to make it out of this house alive because of the horrible creatures inside of its walls," replied Peter. Suddenly, a cold chill ran down each of their spines, and a loud boom was made. "Let's use the door we came in and leave," said Alex. The unit turned around and watched as a dark figure touched the door and caused it to disappear. "You will not stop my plans from killing Heaven Dragon in public. Here, my twin brother and his friends will remain to suffer death within this house," said the man in total darkness. "Clay Dude Air," said Tim and Echo in a questioning tone. "Goodbye, brother," said the man with no facial appearance. Clay Dude Air placed a gold ring on a finger of his and vanished from the group's sight. "What are we going to do now?" asked Tracy. "Looks like we should arm ourselves with guns to prepare for the horrors of this house," said Peter. The humans used their powers and created a machine gun for themselves with ammunition. Peter, however, created 2 guns and gave one to Tim and Echo. "If something moves, shoot it. There won't be anything friendly to us in this house," said Peter. The group of 7 slowly moved to the upper level of the house and entered the left doorway. It was cold in the house. There were no candles or electricity bulbs in the ceiling. Thoughts of their darkest fears coming alive crossed their minds. However, this building was different from that of Cursed House. The group entered the living room of the house to see a rhinoceros with a jetpack. The room had 3 doorways that were all open, leading out of the living room. One had a jetpack rhino near it. The second one was across from the first and had the group of 7 in it, and the third was to the right of the group. "Let's not disturb him, shall we?" said Peter, leading the group to the doorway to the right silently. However, before the team could arrive into the next part of the house, they would have to battle 2 creatures, Jetpack Rhino with a sharp horn and Electricity Polar Bear with electricity balls in his mouth, blocking the way to a door with an exit sign. Jetpack Rhino activated his device, pointed his horn directly at the group, and launched his body towards him. "Duck!" yelled Peter. Everyone ducked, and Jetpack Rhino smashed into the concrete wall. "Behind you!" yelled Tim and Echo to Sue. Electricity Polar Bear fired out of his mouth a dozen electricity balls at Sue, yet were frozen in mid-air by Tim and Echo. Jetpack Rhino freed his head out of the concrete wall, and before he could attack again, the 6 humans used their machine guns on the creature. Tim and Echo redirected the electricity balls he was controlling and fired them at Electricity Polar Bear. After 30 seconds of close combat, both of the attackers were killed. Suddenly, the sound of 35 bullets filled the living room, and 2 of the members crashed to the ground. Tim and Echo quickly turned around, clapped his hands together, and split a creature known as Machine Gun Droid with his guns for arms and 6 robot eyes in half. Peter and Sue landed on their knees next to the bodies of their parents, Alex and Tracy Arnold, since they were about to die. "Live on with Lucy and defeat Clay Dude Air for us," said Alex to Peter before he and his wife died. "We can't stay here while more monsters approach our position," said Tim and Echo. Peter and Sue stood up, and while Dale, Lucy, and Tim and Echo raced to the exit door of Monster House. Once the group of 5 had lost sight of Monster House and the swamp area of Death Valley, Peter ordered the group to stop walking and prepare for the night. 1 hour later, tents had been made using the human superpowers, and a fire had been placed in the center of the 3 tents. "Peter, are you okay?" asked Lucy, in their tent and sleeping bags. "No, my parents have been killed in the beginning of this Alpha mission, and I do not have the ability to at least bury them," said Peter. We will still have a funeral service once Clay Dudare is dead, to remind others about their passion for the good of this world," said Sue, before closing her eyes and going to sleep.